What's up, everybody? It's the PA. Today we're gonna make grilled Portuguese octopus. So let's get it going. Alright, so today we're gonna make octopus. The thing you should know about octopus is that most supermarkets, they're gonna be frozen. You hardly ever gonna find any fresh octopus, and it's fine. Octopus that's frozen tastes almost the same as fresh octopus. There's very little difference. It's not like fish. So this octopus that we have here is a Spanish octopus. So when it comes to octopus, you should know at least the basics. Octopus gets imported from Philippines, from Indonesia, Spain, and Portugal. And that's also the order of the quality of the octopus. The Philippines makes the least quality, or imports the least quality octopus, followed by Indonesia, which is good, and then Spain and Portugal. And then Spain and Portugal, they're pretty much fish in the same water as the Arabian Peninsula, and it's almost the same thing. But the Portuguese octopus is even a little bit bigger than the Spanish octopus. You can tell by the tentacles, and it's just a little bit better than the Spanish octopus, but it's a lot more expensive than the Spanish. So again, it's the Philippines, Indonesian, Spanish, and then Portuguese. And there's quite a big difference between the Philippines and the Portuguese octopus in terms of price. So here we have a Spanish octopus, and the first thing we want to do is we're going to go ahead and boil this in the pot, and we're going to put just salt, a bay leaf, maybe half an onion, and we're going to boil this until it's tender. I'll be able to stick a knife to one of these tentacles all the way through with no problem. Once that's done, comes the next part, which is to grill the octopus, and we're going to serve this with potatoes and caramelized onions, and also some red peppers. It's a Portuguese style dish. It's a Portuguese style grilled octopus. And we're going to go ahead and take this once it's done boiling, and we're going to grill it. Now, the thing with octopus is you can't really overcook it. So you just cook it until it's tender. When you stick a knife through it and there's no hesitation at all, it just goes right through, then you know that it's done. So octopus gets a bad rap for being tough to make, but it's really not. The key is you have to make sure that you boil it. Once it's nice and tender, that's half the game right there. You're ready to make it. So very easy dish to do, not a lot of ingredients. So the other key is once you grill this, you want a nice Portuguese olive oil. As you can see, this is a favorite Portuguese olive oil. It's very popular. There's many, by the way. You don't have to use this one as long as you use a good olive oil. And the thing with Portuguese olive oil, even though it says extra virgin olive oil, it has a deep olive oil flavor, a lot more intense than Italian olive oil. And it has a lot more flavor. For me, the best olive oil is the Portuguese olive oil. If you haven't tried it, compared it to the Italian or even the Spanish, it's a lot more deeper olive flavor. It's very intense. Even the extra virgin olive oil, it's going to be good with this dish because we're going to grill it. The octopus is going to get nice and charred, and then the olive oil is going to serve it to bring it all in, give it that little extra flavor. And we're going to serve this, like I said, with potatoes, with caramelized onions, with peppers. So let's get it going. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take your potatoes, you want to wash them really well. If there's any blemishes on them, go ahead and remove them. But we're going to leave this skin on, and these are young potatoes. You don't want to do this with old potatoes. So these red potatoes, they're pretty young. They look really good. Just going to clean it up a little bit, and then we're going to go ahead and place it here in our pot with boiling water, some salt, and garlic. And when I throw the garlic in there, you can leave the skin. It adds to the flavor. While we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and dice our onions. We're going to go ahead and dice up our garlic. Try to dice up the garlic as fine as possible. You really want to do a good job on dicing up these vegetables. Just so you know, I was drinking, I had friends over, so my dicing is not that great right now. Also, check out my channel, subscribe, leave a comment. I have recipes on there, so appreciate if you check it out. So let's get it going with this. After you have all your vegetables diced up, I got the parsley here, I got the garlic, I got the onion. It's time to boil the octopus. So at this point, the octopus doesn't look very appetizing, but we're going to clean this up a little bit and we're going to boil it. So in here in the little head, that little sack is where the ink is. When you buy it frozen, it comes completely clean for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to add this octopus to our boiling water. And then in this boiling water, I have some salt, and I'm going to add a few more things to make this octopus nice and tender. Now, you got to make sure when you put this in the pot that the octopus is completely thawed out. So we're going to go ahead and add a little salt up in here. And I don't measure, the PA just throws it in there. Half an onion, get it in there. A little bit of lemon, get it in there. And then some bay leaves. 1 bay leaf, 2 bay leaves, 3 bay leaves. It's up to you. You call the shots. You're the master of your own octopus. You do what you got to do. I probably threw in too many, but hey, it is what it is. At this point, depending on the octopus, we're going to let it boil anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours. And this is a great opportunity right now for us to caramelize our onions, get our vegetables going. So on the pan, I have that Portuguese olive oil. We'll throw our onions in there, our minced garlic, and basically want to caramelize these over low heat. We'll throw our peppers on here, and then to this we'll add a little salt, just so it can draw some of that moisture of the onions and caramelize it. Now, check out the sea creature. We're boiling this thing, and man, it doesn't look very good, but when I'm done with this, it's gonna be a 5-star dish. Let's get it going, let's get it popping, let's go. Now I'm adding a little parsley to the vegetables, not the whole thing, just a little. We're going to save some of that for the garnish for the end as well. Now here's a very important thing to this dish, the most critical thing. You'll know the octopus is ready when you can go ahead and put a knife through it, no hesitation. It's nice and tender when it goes right through it. So at this point it's done. I'm going to go ahead and work on the potatoes. And the potatoes, all we're going to do is smash them up like that. And you can see I left the skin. And then we'll go ahead and add it to this skillet with the vegetables. With the vegetables on the bottom and the potatoes on top. And what we're going to do is we're going to put these on the broil. And we're going to give them a nice little brown color. Nice crispiness on top of the potatoes. Now, I've been drinking, I've been hanging out with my friends, so my crispiness on these could have been a little bit better, but you'll get the idea. Put a little olive oil on there so it could crisp up. I was gonna do high, but then I'm like, nah, I've been drinking, let me put it on low, just so we have some kind of control, because I don't want to burn this stuff, you know what I mean? I don't want to risk it. Anyways, we're gonna take the octopus out like I am here, and you can see it's boiled. We stabbed it through, there was no hesitation. We're gonna let it cool down. At this point, I'm already 2 bottles down on the wine, so we gotta step back, take it easy, don't do anything stupid, let the octopus cool down a little bit before we grill it. And now, this is an octopus, get it, octo, so there's 8 rays, and I have 4 guests, so there's gonna be 2 rays each, and you just wanna cut it from the head on, so every guest gets 2 rays. Think of it like an octo pizza, that's the way I think of it. You cut it up, you slice it up, everybody gets their rays, everybody's happy. So once this cools down a little bit, I'm throwing a little bit more olive oil, some lemon juice, a little salt right here. And after the salt, we'll put a little paprika like I'm doing here, a little garlic, and basically it's ready to be grilled. By the way, in case you wanted to know, we ended up finishing the night with 6 bottles of wine going downtown. You know how we do it. Anyways, we gotta make sure that our grill is nice and hot. And you can see I put a lot of oil so the octopus doesn't stick. And if you do this on your outdoor grill, you gotta make sure again that you put enough oil so it doesn't stick. So you can see I'm grilling this on my cast iron grill. And this thing is seasoned. I know it's not gonna stick, but even then I put a little bit of olive oil to make sure. And look how beautiful that's looking. That char is looking beautiful, amazing. Throw in a little bit of olive oil on there, a little bit more. Just get it going. Flip it and look at that. You gotta be gentle with it. You gotta let it want it to be flipped. You can't go crazy. See, now you flip it. You can see there's a nice char. And by the way, like I said, the whole drinking, I should have probably let this char up a little bit more, not too much, because you don't want to overcook it at that point. But man, it was looking good. And we're taking out our potatoes out of the oven here. And again, the potatoes, same thing. I should have let them crisp up a little bit at the top, but it came out pretty good, so we took them out. And I'm gonna go ahead and plate this for you. And the way we start off is a couple of potatoes on the bottom. We put our vegetables on top of the potatoes. And then the magic, the star of the show, we put a little grilled octopus on top. And man, that's looking beautiful. It's just a beautiful thing. You know, we went from an ugly creature to this wonderful plate. And this with red wine is a win-win situation.
Did you learn how to cook this from like your mom? Or you just
Listen, does anybody really learn how to have sex? I mean, it's
natural.
It's natural, come on.
I keep my questions to myself.
So at this point, we're pretty much done. We're just gonna garnish it up with that little parsley that we had. Maybe a little bit of lemon juice on top, squeeze a little lemon. But I mean, it looks good considering all the wine that we had, 6 bottles deep, me and my boy Dennis. And by the way, check out my videos on Hype or Not, he's on there with me. But we had a good time, and it's really not that hard. If you plan ahead, the biggest thing is you want to make sure you boil that octopus, you stab it through, no hesitation. That means it's nice and tender. And then you get that grill nice and hot, a lot of olive oil. And I know if I can do this drinking that much wine, you can do this sober, that's for sure. You just gotta take this step by step. The biggest thing is cooking that octopus till it's tender, and then take it from there. And I know you can do it if I can do it. This is the PA. Thank you for checking out my video. Please check out my channel. Leave a comment, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.